I am Sue Hamer, and on behalf of the American Foundation of Counseling Services Board of Directors, I would like to welcome you and thank you for taking time out of your day to support this event. Now, I would like to welcome our Master of Ceremonies for today, Bill Jarts, Evening News Anchor for WBAY TV.
Good morning, everyone. Not often I get a chance to say that. I'm one of those evening guys, you know what I'm saying? But thank you so much for coming and welcome to the 7th Annual Ethics and Business Awards event. I will guarantee you one thing today, folks. When you leave here today about 1:15, and we're going to keep you on time, you will feel better, you'll feel inspired, and you'll say, boy, am I glad I came to that event today. Because we're going to salute some great organizations and individuals and people with a purpose, and some of the previous award winners will be here as well. And I just think it's one of those things that we don't do often enough, and that's celebrate some good things in our community. So thank you all for coming today. 7 years ago, the American Foundation of Counseling Services, or AFCS, began this event to showcase ethical behavior in our community and to raise awareness of the organization itself. Your participation and support has allowed this tradition to continue. AFCS is located in downtown Green Bay in the white building called the Bellin Building, right? You can't miss it, right by the river over there. Provides outpatient counseling, foster care services, and organizational development services to those here in Northeast Wisconsin. Now, a unique aspect of AFCS, all of its work, is that it focuses on seeking solutions that integrate the mind, body, and spirit when working with the clients. Thank you for being with us here today to honor the recipients of the Ethics and Business Awards and to celebrate ethical business practices here in our community. There are so many of them, and they need to be celebrated and recognized. Now, we would especially like to take this opportunity to thank the event's founding sponsor, Green Bay Packaging, and the George F. Kress Foundation, who introduced ethics in business to this community 7 years ago, the awards itself. Their commitment to this cause has helped this event grow more and more every year. So please join me now in thanking this wonderful organization. Thank you so very, very much. And it's like a good athletic organization. There's a lot of good team members here that make this thing work. Our major sponsors today will appear up on the board here. We begin with the American Foundation of Counseling Services, Associated Bank, Bellin Health, the Green Bay Packers Organization, IOD Incorporated, the law firm of Conway, Olenichik, and Jerry, Jack and Ingrid Meng, Prevea Health, St. Mary's and St. Vincent Hospitals, and St. Norbert College. Our major sponsors today, a nice round of applause for them. Thank you very, very much. We also have so many supporting sponsors as well, and they'll be up on the screen there as we pass through here. Their names are listed here. Also in the program and on the posters in the back of the room, we want to make sure we thank them, to take a moment to read their names and to acknowledge them. If you know somebody from their organization, thank them for being a part of this organization as well. Also want to thank our media sponsors today who help promote this event, as well as the in-kind sponsors who provide so many, many valuable services. A nice round of applause for all those great folks as well. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of the AFCS. His name is Bob Johnson. Bob, welcome.
My staff said I only get 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to make the most of it. Good morning. Thank you for coming. This year, AFCS celebrates its 50th year of serving Green Bay and the Brown County community. Our theme is, What If? And today we are here to celebrate and recognize what if moments, people, businesses, and organizations. What if George Kress, many, many years ago, hadn't kept his promise to return from his young career in New York to help his father with his failing horse collar business? What if, years later, he didn't pay back the loans that were given on the basis of a handshake to Jake Rose and others in the community when Green Bay Packaging was facing bankruptcy? What if 50 years ago, Mr. Kress did not use his leadership, compassion, and care for his neighbors to found the American Foundation of Counseling Services. What if a former EIB finalist hadn't loaned their own staff to a competitor when their competitor's key employees suffered a family tragedy and had to be gone for extended leave? What if another finalist hadn't reinstated full pay and repaid lost wages due to pay cuts that occurred because of a loss in sales? What if several finalists, both businesses and nonprofits, hadn't turned down business or large loans because of a conflict with their values? Now, while words are nice, there's a truth that says a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's get a picture of the power of what if and the reach each and every one of us has. So, this is going to be a little audience participation. You're going to earn your lunch, so pay attention. With the representatives of the 2014 Ethics in Business finalists and award recipients, please stand. These include Mary Donart, Tom Hintz, Carrie Stemke, Jim Rivert, Grand Care Nursing Center, Proco Wall Funeral Home, 91.1 The Avenue, the House of Hope, NEW Curative Rehabilitation, and Literacy Green Bay. Would folks please stand up and please stay standing? I need you to please stay standing to make this work. Okay. Let's see. Well, we'll see how this works. Okay. So, what if these individuals and businesses, when faced with a what if moment, acted with principle and ethics? Their efforts to do the right thing touched a person in our community enough to inspire them to nominate them for an Ethics in Business Award. Now imagine if those what if moments touched just 2 people in the community. So would the 2014 finalists and award recipients please touch 2 people sitting around you on the shoulder, and would those people please stand and stay standing? So, look at that. 20 becomes at least 40. Now let's imagine the folks who were just touched on the shoulder, that they're inspired to do the right thing. And they touch 2 more people. So the people who just stood touch 2 more. And would they stand, please? You're really going to like lunch. So 40 becomes 80. So now these people are saying, we're going to have a really good day in Green Bay, and the people who just stood up, they touch 2 more people. Would 2 people touch them, please stand up. This looks like the righteous side of the room. One more time. So would those people say, we're not going to be let down the community, we're going to really help? So those 2 people who stood up, they touched 2 more people. Look at this. All right. Look at this has gotten out of control. Okay, do me a favor. Please stay standing. Take a look around. Look around at the power of what if, of acting with principle and ethics. Please stay standing for a little bit longer. Today, Mayor Schmidt and Brown County Executive Troy Streidenbach declared November 13th as Good Ethics Day. Not only does this declaration refer to today, it is also a reminder that we are faced with what-if moments every day. Whether it be an opportunity to care for a colleague's difficult situation, keeping your promise to a customer, being respectful to a competitor, look around. Do not underestimate the power of doing the right thing when faced with what-if moments. Whether large or small, each of these daily acts spark the wildfire of Green Bay, standing up for what is right and being such a special place to live and to work. Thank you. Please be seated. On your table, you're going to find what-if cards. They're underneath your program. They explain how you personally can become involved in spreading care throughout our community, helping us celebrate our 50th anniversary. Please take them with you. Care for someone today. Now, to tell the AFCS story in a video produced by Archetype, here's the video.
I won't forget the feeling. I don't regret reaching out. I'm holding on. I'm holding on. I feel the fire is deep within me. The desire to keep it all alive. So I survive.
Thank you to Archetype for putting together that wonderful video, and thanks to Bob for the opening comments here today. And congratulations to AFCS for now celebrating 50 years of service to our wonderful community. Now, in continuing Bob's theme, what if AFC could provide services for another 50 years? And what if we all could help make this possible? Your support today will allow AFCS to continue to provide effective treatments for mental illness and substance abuse here in our community. Now, on your table, you're going to find donation envelopes that look something like this. I'll check out your tables here real quick. Make sure we see that they're there. If they're not, holler. please consider making a personal donation to AFCS. And we got a little incentive, a little TV bonus here today for you. At the end of today's program, the staff will go around and collect the collection envelopes from those who have chosen to contribute this afternoon. We're excited to let you know we have ways to sort of provide a little bit of an incentive. Have we got incentives? Everyone who donates today will receive a gift certificate to the Black and Tan Grill right by the Bellin building there. It's going to be mailed to you in the future. That gift certificate will be for $20. We'll let you know right up front it's for $20 as well. All donation envelopes will be entered into a drawing, and you'll be eligible to win one of 3 great items, and I mean great items. We start out with an autographed Packers jersey signed by number 52, Clay Matthews. I practice that once in a while. We also have 2 tickets to the Monday night game versus the Atlanta Falcons at Lambeau Field, of course. We also have 2 tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert that's scheduled for January 2nd. So we have 3 separate winners in addition to everyone who contributes gets a $20 Black and Tan gift certificate. So a little incentive there. So please consider making a donation today to help support AFCS. Now, as Bob mentioned earlier today, today's been proclaimed Good Ethics Day. And it's a wonderful day indeed that it is. Since the inception of this event, AFCS Board and the EIB Steering Committee have been dedicated to the principle of having this event add value to our entire community, not just the folks seated here today. On your table, again, are the table tents that highlight all of the activities that are taking place or have taken place already as part of Good Ethics Day. Please take a look-see and participate if you can. Share with others who may be interested. In attendance today, we have some high school and college students who participate in a number of these events already. They are able to attend today's luncheon because of the generosity of our many sponsors. If we could ask those high school and college students to please stand up, please, and be recognized. Please. Please help make them feel welcome and share a story or two of how ethics have made an important impact on your life and the impact on your companies as well. Now, one of the Ethics Day events AFC is pleased to be associated with is the Future Leaders Ethics Essay Contest. Generously sponsored by Palms Tire Service, the Future Leaders Ethics Essay Contest is an opportunity for a college-bound senior of Green Bay East High School to compete for a $1,000 scholarship by writing and submitting an essay on a selected ethics-related topic. The topic selected for 2014 was academic performance versus the good grade pill. The winner of this year's 2014 Future Leaders Ethics Essay Contest is Jake Watska of Green Bay East High School. And now here to present the scholarship is Jim Wachinski from Palms Tire Service. Would Jim and Jake please step forward?
Would like to congratulate Jake and his family on the wonderful essay he wrote, and being a East High alumni as well, it kind of gave special privilege to be the sponsor. With that, Jake?
I'd just like to thank Jim and my parents for raising me well. I don't know. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Jake, your parents are here today, you said? Are they here? Please have them stand if you would, please. Thank you. You did raise them well. Thank you. And we want to congratulate Jake and thank Palms Tire Service for sponsoring that. Again, if you'd like to read Jake's essay, it can be done by scanning the QR code on the Good Ethics Day table tent found in the middle of your table. Shortly now we'll begin serving lunch. We just want to mention a couple of things. During the lunch itself, the screen's going to have comments from, this will be kind of interesting now, folks. You may want to take time to check this out. From kindergartners and fifth graders from Aldo Leopold School, the question was, what is ethics? Well, it's kind of interesting. Also, please remember to fill out the donation envelopes if you can to enter the drawing there at the end of the program. We'll again pick those up and have the drawing for those three items. So, plus their $20 gift card that you're going to get. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Father Andy Cribben to join us on stage. Father Cribben, the pastor of St. Willibrord's Parish, and he'll be taking care of our invocation today. So, Father, welcome.
In the midst of this event in which we honor individuals and entities who have demonstrated ways of serving and ways of relating, ways of doing business with others that we would all do well to imitate, American Foundation of Counseling Services invites you all to remember with us and honor a man who was worth imitating. Raymond Ray Gardner died all too soon on June 12th of this past summer. And among the ways that he served his community, he chose to serve on the board of AFCS. He is lovingly remembered and missed by those who knew him through his unselfish and dedicated service at AFCS. Together with his wife Connie, who is with us today, his son Andy and Evie, as well as the number of his coworkers from Associated Bank who are here today, we can all say that we miss Ray. As I mentioned, one of the ways by which we seek to honor the award winners of the EIB each year is by holding them up as examples for the whole community. And today, as we continue to remember Ray, we hold up his best characteristics as worth imitating in our own lives. In the Christian scriptures, namely in the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 24, we hear Jesus the Christ say, "Truly, truly I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit." I know in Ray's own life he had a great love of gardens and what they produced. And he would understand that natural process of the seed dying in order to produce. And he understood that dynamic in himself as well, as he gave himself to others for something more, for something beyond himself. And all who knew him as gift, as a seed, giving himself up, as they knew him, his wife and family and friends, his company and co-workers, his community and those devoted to its improvement, all of us know that Ray was living out that process of giving himself up for others. And isn't that what we do and what we honor here today? Those who have given themselves for a greater good. And so we pray that we may learn through the love and service which we experienced through Ray Gardner, and that through his best example of how to live and serve and love those around him, we may make our homes and families, our schools and service organizations, our businesses, and overall community a more beautiful, loving, and gentle place. May the memory of Ray inspire us to deeds of kindness and unselfish service. And may we imitate Ray in his gracious way of welcoming and greeting others, including them with warmth and gentleness. Amen.
Father Cribben, thank you. Please enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with you shortly. Thank you again for coming. Now, if you haven't already filled out an envelope, please do so if you can. And now it's time for our keynote speaker today. My pleasure to introduce Therese Pandel, is the president and CEO of the Hospital Sisters Health System's Eastern Wisconsin Division. This division includes 4 hospitals. Many of them we're very, very familiar with: St. Mary's and St. Vincent Hospitals here in Green Bay, St. Nicholas Hospital in Sheboygan, and of course St. Clair Memorial Hospital in O'Connell Falls. As well, it includes a partnership with Prevea and Prevea 360. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in welcoming Therese Pandel. Therese.
Thank you, Bill. I'm honored to speak with you today and to be here to recognize the recipients of this year's Ethics in Business Award. One of my central ethics of my area of business, which to me is much more of a calling than it is a business, is to build healthy communities. So this invitation today to speak to AFCS was particularly meaningful to me. As for more than 50 years, AFCS has held to the principles that are critical to this community, helping people get and stay well, ensuring access to high-quality programs for all, and promoting services that integrate body, mind, and spirit. And you do that by focusing on building relationships. To me, ethics is about tough choices, often between two rights, and reasoning through those choices. My younger sister, Katie Culver, is a journalism professor at UW-Madison. She studies media ethics, which some people may say is an oxymoron. Sorry, Bill. But I do like the way she frames her work. Ethics is about the best ways for all of us to live and conduct ourselves to achieve both our best selves and the common good. When I think about ethics, I think about morality. And the organization that I serve, Hospital Sisters Health System, embodies that focus on morality. Our operations include 14 hospitals, 8 in Illinois, 6 in Wisconsin, and I serve as the CEO of our Eastern Wisconsin division, where I work with the most dedicated and inspiring physicians, clinical support, and executive staff at St. Vincent, St. Mary's, St. Clair, and St. Nicholas. Our partnership with Prevea Clinic is a 50-50 partnership, and our shared vision is to provide health, healing, and hope to every person, every time. And that is our promise to Eastern Wisconsin. We've heard a lot about the word promise today. I've also learned a lot about promises and about ethics from the remarkable women who began my health system, the Hospital Sisters of St. Francis. This group of nuns has served this country for over 165 years as part of the Catholic commitment to healthcare that is absolutely critical to the United States. The sisters teach that we reveal and embody Christ's healing love through their healthcare ministry. We promise to live the values of respect, care, competence, and joy every day. It is my privilege to be entrusted with their mission as we build relationships, connect compassionately, make ourselves reliable, and show our recognition of others. In my field, we pay attention to business ethics, but we also attend to medical ethics, biotechnology ethics, and public health policy questions. So when I think of ethics, I also think of difficult choices. Take medical ethics for an example. In this arena, we think about things like end-of-life care, mentally competent decision-making, or assisted suicide. I now have 35 years in healthcare behind me, and I've been working on thorny ethical questions like this from the very start of my career. As a critical care nurse, I spent countless hours with families of critically ill patients, from the burn unit to cardiovascular and neurological intensive care units, holding their hands as they wrestled with major decisions when their loved ones were unable to communicate their choices. I feel blessed to have been steeped from the beginning in the Catholic tradition of respect at the beginning of life, throughout life, and at the end of life. And I am an unflinching advocate of advance directives that help each of us tell our loved ones what we want as our lives draw to a close. These directives are communications, but they also help us to internalize the dignity of life. From those years at the bedside, I learned that crucial conversations need to occur well in advance of critical clinical decisions, so we can truly know and respect each other's choices. When our own mother died, my sister and I sat at her bedside, confident that we had shown her the respect and dignity that she sought through her advance directive. Remember that idea about ethics helping us reason our way to our best selves? Advance directives give us a longer lens for that reasoning. Without that lens, an estranged child living from far away may not know or respect his parents' wishes. And often, all too often, that leads to the pursuit of medically ineffective treatments that do not reverse the underlying disease, but instead prolong a life at the expense of their wishes. If you haven't had that critical conversation with those you love, please do. We are all vulnerable when it comes to knowing how long we will enjoy the gift of mental capacity and a healthy life. Advance directives are a key component of ethical practice in healthcare, but they're also a gift to ourselves and to those who we leave behind. Before the end of life, though, we wrestle with many, many questions of medical ethics. How can we best provide access while keeping costs down? How should we procure and distribute donated organs with long lists of desperately ill patients waiting for a life-saving transplant? Let me insert another plea here. If you haven't considered an organ donation, it's well worth your time to weigh that option. Or how do we respect individual privacy and freedom while protecting our communities from infectious disease outbreaks? You might be thinking Ebola here, but quite frankly, I'm much more worried about the flu. So this is where, when I think of ethics, finally, I think about process. And some people groan at the word process, ugh, process again. But in truth, an ethics in the moment mentality is often fraught with risk. Ethics dilemmas are never easy. Too many people think of ethics as a choice between right and wrong, but so often they're issues of choosing between two rights, of reasoning your way toward a defensible, resonating outcome among competing values. Thinking about these choices in advance through system-wide processes advances that reasoning. In my faith-based organization, we deploy a number of tools and resources to address ethics for our leaders and staff. The nearly 5,000 people that we will serve alongside know that we take these practices seriously and demonstrate it through our actions. Let me touch on 4 of those. First, privacy. I know you've all heard of HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, but even without that federal requirement at HSHS, consistent with our core values of respect, we recognize that healthcare is an incredibly personal and, for many people, emotional experience. It must be private. We have a full-time privacy office and officers and compliance to help our people address processes and structures and to ensure that we respect private experiences and help colleagues understand reasoning. We also take seriously the experiences of our own staff and their contributions to ethical practice. So we have a values tip line. This external third-party hotline allows people to confidentially raise ethics concerns. All colleagues are encouraged from the first day of orientation to use the values line to report any business practices that may, in their opinion, conflict with our values or federal and state regulations. We mainly get calls about privacy concerns and inappropriate behavior, but we take every one of those very seriously. The third-party service communicates directly with the individual making the complaint, and even I don't know who has complained about, made the complaint, unless the individual provides that permission. Third, we focus on a process called everyday discernment, and that's an ethics and decision-making tool we use for significant and complex ethical decisions. It's a 7-step process that defines the central question, the mission, and the moral concerns, and walks through alternatives and guides decisions. This tool and the education surrounding it improves the capacity of our leaders and decision makers to recognize the nature of moral challenges and make decisions consistent with our mission, values, and culture. We have used this tool in making difficult decisions, including when we struggle over when to end an important service to our patients. We use the discernment tool to wrestle with the question of whether to continue those services. And through that discernment tool, we've reasoned through the competing rights which help us make a decision congruent with our values. Finally, we use process to address ethical culture. Across HSHS, we use a tool called the Just Culture algorithm. When you hear algorithm, you might think Google. When we hear it, We think of a culture of safety that helps ensure that we provide the right care at the right time. Hospitals are high-risk, problem-prone, complex environments with millions of transactions occurring every day. And hospitals are staffed by human beings who make errors. Good people sometimes make poor choices, and they sometimes make mistakes. We use the Just Culture algorithm to determine whether behavior was human error, at-risk behavior, or reckless behavior. And what's the difference between human error, at-risk, and reckless? Consider the example of driving. You're on your regular route, but consumed in thought. You run through a stop sign, seeing at the very last second, and slap in your forehead. That's human error. But if you're in a hurry and consciously run a stop sign on a country road that you know few people travel, that's at-risk behavior. But speeding through that stop sign repetitively, whether to save time or you just don't think that sign belongs there, that's definitely reckless. And the outcome isn't the issue, it's the reasoning that matters. In our high-risk, problem-prone, complex environment with millions of human interactions every day, we cannot afford reckless behavior. So patient safety and colleague safety are paramount. So where does all of this leave us? Well, it leaves me thinking about morality, tough decisions, and process. I try to lead through clear expectations, engagement, tools, and accountability. Whether we're dealing with firing an employee for breaching patient privacy or counseling a family that has not prepared advance directives, we are wrestling with choices that shape the values, standard, and ultimately the culture of our enterprise. As CEO, I feel very responsible for values and culture. Who we are matters. Choosing leaders and staff wisely is critical. Beyond the technical or professional capabilities, each individual must align with the values of an organization and dedicate herself to the ethical expression in her work. When we hire colleagues in eastern Wisconsin, now the final step in the process for every new hire involves meeting with a C-suite leader in the organization. We're looking for just one thing, a fit with our values. Do we and this candidate have mutual understanding of who we are, what we stand for, and how we live those values in our work? It is from that mutual understanding that we can build a focus on our best selves and a common good. It is through our shared commitment to shared values that we can tackle tough questions and make ethical decisions. It is my honor, and indeed one of the great blessings in my life, to serve the good people in this incredible community in eastern Wisconsin, and to be part of an organization steeped in morality and the processes to support it. I cannot imagine a more important time to reaffirm our commitment to community health, to building relationships, and to acting ethically. Thank you.
Therese, thank you so very much for sharing your perspective on ethics, literally coming down to decisions of life and death and dollars and cents. And we're glad that you're running the show over there. You kind of got it down pat. Thank you again. This time now, Sue Hamer will come up and begin the recognition and award presentation of our event. Sue is the chair of the Ethics and Business Steering Committee, also serves on the board of directors for this wonderful organization. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back Sue Hamer. Sue. Okay, we need an APB. The 3-ring binder with the speeches. Bob took it. Bob. We don't have, it's bad enough I don't have a teleprompter up here, Bob, let alone without the speech, but the speech, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Good to see you, Bob. Just come on, Bob, we're having a little fun with this.
Okay. Now that I have it back, we can find my spot. Thank you. We are, we are here to celebrate companies, organizations, and individuals who serve as role models for ethics in business. In February, a call for nominations was released throughout northeastern Wisconsin to identify individuals, companies, and nonprofit organizations which represent positive ethical behavior. More than 100 nominations were submitted for the 3 awards, and an independent selection committee of community leaders narrowed the nominations to 10 finalists. I would like to take a few moments to recognize this year's finalists. Please hold your applause until I have read all names. In the nonprofit category, the finalists are 91.1 The Avenue, House of Hope, and NEW Curative Rehabilitation, Inc. In the business category, this year's finalist is Proco Wall Funeral Home and Crematory. Finally, the finalists in the individual category are Mary Donart, Tom Hintz, and Carrie Stemsky. Please join me in congratulating all of the finalists on their well-deserved recognition. Each finalist participated in a research process that included an extensive interview, community references, and a final report. The research process was completed by the Enactus program of University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, under the direction of Professor John Stoll. After being provided the final reports, the selection committee deliberated, seeking those finalists which exemplified the established criteria that is listed on the screen and in your programs. Before we introduce today's award recipients, I would like to again congratulate all of the finalists and nominees and acknowledge the work of the judges and students who participated in the research process. Thank you all. Randall Lawton is chair of the selection committee. Randall, along with last year's award recipients, will present this year's awards.
Good day. The first award is for an individual. AFCS would like to recognize Jim Rivet with the individual award. Jim's sense of fairness is demonstrated in many ways, from business decisions that he makes to how he treats everybody he meets. When facing ethical decisions, whether in his personal or professional life, he displays great integrity and doesn't let personal gain influence his decisions. According to Jim, the right thing must always take precedent. It is this sense of accountability that influenced why he was selected as the recipient in the individual category.
Archetype President and Creative Director Jim Rivet is a firm believer in the Golden Rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. This philosophy of fairness is evident in everything he does, from his personal commitment to the Green Bay community to his professional commitment to provide creative marketing solutions and strategy to clients throughout the United States.
Ethics in business has been probably one of the most pleasant surprises in my business career because it's been a tool for me to infuse into the creativity and into what I do day to day in business, but offers so much more reward than being financially motivated. The great surprise about it is that you can integrate both and give back to the community and in turn nurture your own soul.
Jim is deeply dedicated to making the Green Bay community a better place to live and work. He once said, "Sometimes you can make a bigger difference in a smaller community." I've stopped apologizing for choosing to live my life and own a creative business in Green Bay. I celebrate all that the people of this area have given me, and it is my job to give back as much as I possibly can. Jim has done just that. Countless local organizations can thank him for his time, resources, and accountability. He sits on the board of directors for the Meyer Theater, the Neville Public Museum, the Jackie Nitschke Center, East High Institute for the Fine Arts, and Willow Tree for Child Advocacy.
There's something deeper that motivates you to get up in the morning and go to work. It's community engagement, it's relationship building, it's getting involved in something that's bigger than yourself, bigger than your organization.
Most recently, Jim participated in Dancing with Our Stars, an annual fundraising event and dance competition for the American Red Cross of Northeast Wisconsin. Not only did he blow everyone away with his moves on the dance floor, but he also raised over $200,000 in individual donations. Successes like these are a true testament to Jim and his tireless commitment to the Green Bay community.
My dad believed that you always shared whatever you had, and if there's one mantra that has stuck with me is my father's philosophy is that you don't give when you got so much that you got to get rid of some. You give when you don't even have a lot.
For his compassionate leadership and remarkable commitment to the community, American Foundation of Counseling Services would like to recognize James Rivet as the 2014 individual recipient of the Ethics in Business Award.
Accepting the award is Jim Rivet. Presenting the award is Diana Brown, the 2013 Individual Award recipient.
First of all, I got to admit that I'm more nervous today than I was dancing out here in front of 1,000 people in February. I don't know, I think talking is harder, but I want to congratulate all the nominees, the finalists. I'm really honored to be in your presence. Man, this is a huge honor, and I want to thank AFCS. I want to thank the Kress Family Foundation for what they've done, and George Kress for starting this with Norman Vincent Peale to create such an amazing organization. For the record, I want everybody to know that I have hit the wall at times in my life, and I've made some big mistakes, so it's really great to be honored, even though we're all a work in progress. We try to do the best we can. But I'm sure many of you are thinking, I'm up here probably because I can't say no. But we won't go there today. The truth is I'm extremely proud of my hometown community and the spirit that permeates this region. I meet and work with so many incredible people and impactful organizations and teams, and especially the talented team from Archetype that I work with daily. I'm so blessed. They are the life force behind some of my wildest ideas that take a tremendous amount of human capital to accomplish. So you see, I love creating partners in crime. And although today is a good day, for many it may be dark and seemingly hopeless to struggle through. And I'm thankful that AFCS is here with their dedicated professionals to help people in time of need. Many would have no place to turn without their help from AFCS. So that's why we're really here today. It's really not about, me. I think it's a bigger cause. But there's some other people I really want to thank today, and one of them is my sister over there, Jean. She's been just a great coach for me with pep talks. Thank you, Jean Rivet. And I've been blessed with another inspirational force in my life for 32 years, for whom I must give thanks. I've received and witnessed the profound depth of his kindness and gentle spirit, watching him work his magic with the diverse children of Dan's Elementary School and beyond, and without a lot of fanfare. He is an educational hero to me. Thank you to Pete Angelello for believing in me. Even on those days when I wrestle with self-doubt and trepidation, your huge heart and remarkable ability to connect with people and animals is genuine and pure. I accept this on behalf of you and your unwavering ability to nurture and love so many unconditionally. And I just want to thank everybody for attending today, and I just hope you support AFCS. It's a great organization, and I feel more gratitude than words can express. And thank you.
The next category is for business. AFCS recognizes Grand Care Nursing Center as the 2014 Business Award recipient. Grand Care Nursing Center has been a part of Green Bay community since 1964, with current owners Donna and Donald Zunker assuming ownership in 1994. In the continued pursuit of excellence, they have worked to provide elders in need of long-term care with a home instead of an institution. In fact, Grand Care demonstrated true integrity by focusing on bringing choice back to residents rather than focusing on institutional efficiency. These are just some of the
Grand
things
Care Nursing
that-
Center has been a fixture in the Green Bay community since 1964. For 50 years, the nursing home has navigated the challenges of caring for elderly people. In 1994, Donna Zunker and her husband Donald assumed ownership of the facility. Although the Zunkers had years of experience in elder care, becoming the owners of Grand Care inspired them to take a hard look at the business. A tough realization hit them. They provided a service that absolutely no one wanted.
I started looking around at the nursing home that I now owned and started looking at it through different eyes, and I recognized why people did not want to go to a nursing home. And the reason they didn't want to is because it was an institution. It was a very finely, efficiently run machine. What element that was left out of it was looking at the spirit of each individual that lived there.
At the time, a new elder care philosophy was emerging called the Eden Alternative. The Eden Alternative called for a significant culture change in the traditional nursing home industry. In their pursuit for excellence, this was the answer that Grand Care was looking for.
The basis of it is that what we need to do is eliminate loneliness, helplessness, and boredom in our elders. The nursing home world has been ingrained in a very medical model of care for 50 plus years. Now we're trying to change that culture. The medical care and the physical care is still very important, but what we need to start looking at is taking care of the spirit of that person, putting choice back in the hands of that individual or those caregivers that are closest to that individual.
Personal transformation among caregivers is essential for this model of care to succeed. Staff members are considered care partners in order to empower them to execute this philosophy to care for others.
We lead by example oftentimes, and our behavior defines us. And so the more I can be out amongst the staff and the former leadership can be out amongst the staff, walking right in their shoes and coaching them and mentoring them and teaching them, that's what's going to help us continue the journey.
For being champions for the human spirit, American Foundation of Counseling Services recognizes Grand Care Nursing Center as the 2014 business recipient of the Ethics in Business Award.
Accepting the award for Grand Care Nursing Center is Donna Zunker. Presenting the award is Mark Scogan of Festival Foods, the 2013 Business Award recipient.
I'd like to thank the person that nominated us and the selection committee for feeling that our journey was worth this award. Changing the culture of an institution with an ingrained medical model that has existed for over 50 years is indeed a challenge. However, it's necessary if we are going to change the way we age. This award is definitely a tribute to the staff at Grand Care, that as difficult as culture change is, the journey is definitely the right way. So we'll continue our journey at Grand Care, but it is my hope that the Green Bay community will assume a leadership role in recognizing the value of our elders, realizing the value our elders hold, and join the journey to improve the well-being of elders in our community and redefine how we will view aging in our community. Thank you very much.
Final award category honors a nonprofit organization. Literacy Green Bay was established in 1981. Its mission is to help adults and families acquire reading, writing, math, English language, computer, and workforce skills. The organization demonstrates respect for others through its dedication to understanding cultures, ethnicities, economic status, and special needs. An emphasis on fairness has helped the organization stay true to its mission, especially at times when they have faced challenges. These are some of the reasons why they have been selected as the not-for-profit recipient.
Literacy Green Bay's mission is to help adults and families acquire the skills they need to function effectively as workers and community members. Their education programs are not just limited to reading. Literacy Green Bay also teaches writing, math, English, computer skills, and workforce skills. They demonstrate respect for others by serving a diverse population and warmly welcoming people of all cultures, ethnicities, economic statuses, and disabilities.
We serve some of the neediest people in our community. So our whole idea of recruiting volunteers and teaching people to read and speak English, it's built off of that compassion for individuals.
Literacy Green Bay relies on innovative partnerships to fulfill their mission.
We have a family literacy program called the Children First Family Literacy, and we partner with both NWTC and the YWCA. That program aligns with our mission in that we're helping the whole family acquire skills so that they can be self-sufficient.
Due to their strong focus on mission, the staff and volunteers of Literacy Green Bay have a deep sense of accountability. Many of them have been with the organization for more than 20 years.
Well, our volunteers are really the backbone of our organization. We have over 250 tutors that are out there working with individuals on a weekly basis, helping them read, helping them acquire their skills.
As staff members strive to remove barriers to education and literacy, they ground all of their interactions in empathy to fully connect with their students.
The person that inspires and influences me the most at my job are actually our learners. I can't imagine what they go through on a daily basis if they can't read, and how they struggle with simple things like filling out applications, reading the notes that come home from school, communicating with doctors. I don't know if I would have had the courage to do what they do, because it is a several-year process. It's not something that happens overnight.
It is with great pride that American Foundation of Counseling Services congratulates the Ethics in Business Award 2014 nonprofit recipient, Literacy Green Bay.
Accepting the award on behalf of Literacy Green Bay is Kathy Cornell and Lindsay Barber. Presenting the award is Karen Faulkner from the Golden House, the 2013 not-for-profit recipient.
Wow, this is pretty scary. On behalf of the staff, the board, the tutors, and the learners of Literacy Green Bay, I thank you for recognizing us with the 2014 Ethics in Business Award. It's actually quite ironic that it was just a year ago that our board debated what our core values were, and we discussed different words. We came up with the adjectives of empowering, inclusive, accountable, and collaborative. And then our discussion focused on using the word ethical, and we all concluded that if we are being true to our mission and our values, then there's no need to say that we're ethical, because we'll be demonstrating that by what we do and who we are. Literacy Green Bay has been around since 1981, and I'm one of those staff that they mentioned that's been around for 20 years. It's a wonderful organization. My children grew up at Literacy Green Bay, as well as some of the other staff's children. And that's what does make us special, because we're like a family, and our staff and tutors can attest that we have been invited to our students' weddings, christenings, graduations. We've actually been privileged to see how we have made a difference in the lives of so many families. And again, this means a lot to us, so I need to thank the steering committee for this award, American Foundation of Counseling Services, the Crest Foundation, and the other sponsors for this recognition and luncheon. But I really especially need to acknowledge and thank all the dedicated people at a table over there, if they could all stand. I'm grateful to be able to have all of our staff here today. At the table behind them is the first executive director, Tori Rader, who was with the organization for 18 years. If she could stand, please. And I know there's a whole bunch of board members around, so if they could stand so we can acknowledge you. So this is what makes Literacy Green Bay a wonderful place to work and a welcoming place to all in the community. So thank you very much.
Kathy and Lindsay, please stay on the stage for a moment. For the past 2 years, in partnership with Ethics in Business Awards, the Greater Green Bay Community Foundation established the Excel Award, which stands for Expanding Excellence in Nonprofit Leadership. This award is granted to the recipient of the EIB Award in the nonprofit category, to be utilized for board and organizational leadership training opportunities. On behalf of the Greater Green Bay Community Foundation, I would like to present Literacy Green Bay with the Excel Award in the amount of $3,000. Bob, did you steal this one too?
You're not going to get my speech, Bob. Forget it. Forget it. How about a nice round of applause for all the nominees and the award winners this year? What a wonderful example they set for each and every one of us, and it's something that we should all be inspired by, and I know we are. So just a minute now, we're going to pick the winners. So if you have not turned in your envelope yet, by all means, as staff members, we can sneak around here and pick up the envelopes. We've got them all over the place. Let's hop around here and grab some envelopes here, and away we go. We might need a bigger bucket. Vicki, we might need a bigger bucket. We might need a pickle jar or something, for goodness sakes. But anyway, while we take care of that, again, a reminder, we are going to be choosing for an autographed Green Bay Packers jersey signed by Clay Matthews. A couple of tickets to the Monday night football game. Dun, 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 dun. Feels good, man, I'm telling you. Packers and the Falcons, of course, it's in December, and a couple of tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert. We're going to need a bigger bucket. Can we get like a 5-gallon pail out of the kitchen or something there, gang? From the wait staff there, is there any a big bucket we can use? Because we got this little basket here. Father, this kind about the basket size you're offering over here. We need a little bigger bucket. Can you say a prayer and make this thing go a little bit bigger? Whatever it takes. Again, we want to thank, a reminder again, everyone who does donate today will get a $20 gift card from the good folks over at Black and Tan. We thank them for their generosity, and we thank you for participating as well. Most importantly, we want to thank all of you for attending today and showing support for this great cause and this great organization in our community. I think kind of quietly over there for 50 years. But I think in the last 7 years, you've raised your profile, Bob, and your staff, and I think it's a wonderful addition. I'm glad that we can all kind of step up and bring you to the fore. So congratulations to you, to the George F. Kress Foundation for founding this event and bringing it to the community, and more importantly, pointing out to people just how important it is that we salute ethical behavior. Again, a reminder, next year nominations are open already. We will be, of course, doing this again next year. The back of the program is a QR code that you can scan to obtain the necessary nomination information. You can also find nomination cards on your table, or you can nominate someone via the AFCS's website. Lastly, please mark your calendar for the next year's event, which is going to be November 12th, 2015. Jake Watzka, our award winner, get up here, my friend. You get to do all the Santa Claus duties here. Now, Jake, what you're going to find out is you're going to make 3 friends and about 550 enemies. That's why I passed the duties on to you. Besides, as big as this guy is, you going to mess with him? I'm not. Anyone else? Do we have any other nomination envelopes that have not been picked up yet? All right. They're all in? Oh, still coming yet? All right, Jake, we're going to do this kind of like unsystematic. Are they coming? He's trying to find the one of his moms I saw right away. No, just kidding you, Mom. I didn't mean that. I really didn't mean that, Mom. Mix them all these. Got them all ready to go. Everybody in? All right, first we're going to pick for the Clay Matthews autographed jersey. So, Clay, mix that baby all up there. Close your eyes and get us just one. We'll name that one last. This is it. That'll be Clay. Whoosh. Clay goes back here. All right, now we need those 2 tickets to the Monday night game, December 8th, Packers versus Falcons at Lambeau Field. Alex Haber, my friend. Look at that, he's not even cheating. You're not communicating or anything with Mom over there, are you? It's ethic, that's right. See, that's the thing. You don't have to worry about anybody calling. I did that one time at a banquet. I bought 1 ticket and won an over-under 12 gauge. It's rigged, because I pulled it. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Holy cow, look at this. Tom Hins is a winner here, my friend. Tom Hins. Tom. There he is, one of our nominees today. Tom, good to see you again. Congratulations. You get the 2 tickets for the Packers. We'll call that one the Falcons. How about those Trans-Siberian tickets here, my friend? Dig right in there. That shall go to, you got to make sure when I open this up, the sticky stuff, I don't ruin the name. I won't be able to read it. Karen Faulkner. Karen Faulkner here. Karen. Thanks for your support. She's going to the Trans-Siberia Orchestra. And now, the jersey. Jake, hold that jersey up there now. Let him drool a little bit here. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa. There you go. Autographed right there on the 5. Huh? That shall go to, Michelle Mulby? Michelle Mulby? M-E-L-B-Y on Michelle? Where's Michelle? Where are you, Michelle? Congratulations, kiddo. Huh. You folks who are the award winners, come on up and pick up your prizes here at the end, and I think that's going to wrap it up, and we're almost on time. Look at that, 1:12. Again, we're coming back next year to do this again. Don't forget the AFCS is to celebrate. How about Jake again? Congratulations. Now, here we go. Thanks, Jake. And again, last thing here before we let you go, we need a celebration for 50 years. We need to celebrate. We're going to celebrate on April 30th of this year, the 50th anniversary celebration. Check out the website for the details. Thank you all for coming today. Get back to work and make this a great ethical day for you. Thank you again for coming.